Drunken Cock fans, this is Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming from the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, welcoming you all to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 4. Just a friendly reminder, this is an adult show. It contains adult content and heavy situations. Please be warned. If you're not an adult, now's your time to leave. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm, of course, Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. Welcome to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. It's Season 3. And, yeah, I got the third monitor running. Things are good, so I can see the Rumble chats as the show is going on now. I'm stoked. I have way too much screen space. I'm loving every second of it. Anyways, this is the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. It's Season 4. I'm, of course, here with GW Foley, and we got a whole lot to get into tonight. So let's get to the show. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, and it is No Tide July. Yeah, I just coined that before this one, now that the month's almost over, but that's what I'm calling it. I'm not sure what I'm calling August yet, because it probably won't be wearing a tie then either. It's hot as balls down here. And just glad there hasn't been too much rain in the past couple days. We got a lot to get into. This, of course, Drunken Under Quarantine Show, Season 4, Episode 13, Jason Aldean, Barbie, Snow White, and Hunter pleads guilty, which is a misleading title because that is not what happened. We got a lot to get into with that and many stories to come. Without further ado, welcoming to the spotlight stage, my boy, my man, my comrade, who now sounds super crisp and clean, and I'm jealous as fuck. Please help me welcome Mr. GW Foley.
I have it. Mr. Loverman, Shaba. Mr. Loverman, Shaba. Yes. What is up, motherfuckers? It is Wednesday night. Not only am I crisper and cleaner, my dog is as well.
Yes.
So I made a mistake. I picked up his toy, and now he's like, "Oh, Daddy, it's playtime. Let's play and bark and have a good time." And I'm like, I'm on a fucking internet show. God damn it.
Let me do the internet, Smurf.
Yeah.
I just want to do the internet.
I just want to be on the internet. Fuck. So I'm making a CV, which is a lot like a resume, just longer. And I started putting shit on there from when I was 20 years old.
Woo.
Yeah. I got some old ass shit.
What's CV short for?
Curriculum vitae.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's
It's
Latin.
Yeah. Fucking higher ed, man. I love it. Some of it's really fucking ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of crap. I think that's because they don't want people like me being a doctor of anything. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm gonna prove them wrong. God damn it. And I'm gonna teach college. And I am probably gonna be kicked out very shortly after. Because I'll be like, that's stupid. We shouldn't do that. And they're going to be like, you're fired. And I'll be like, okay. So I was sitting somewhere today. I'm not going to say where. Doesn't matter. And this dude sat next to me. And it was early in the morning. Like, it was still single digits. That early. And as soon as he sat down, I smelled a cloud. And I'm like, all right, homie smokes. And then I'm like, looking around, and I'm like, this is probably not the best place to be smelling like that, now is it? I don't know, like, that's like going to court, reeking of weed, you know? Like, why would you do that? That's just, like, I get that it's legal in Vermont, but homie, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, fucking relax. Like, you only do that if you don't have shit to do. Clearly, you have shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can, yeah. Sorry, I was too busy hearing Murphy.
No, it's all right. We couldn't.
Oh, you couldn't?
Nope.
It's picking up loud on my end. So yeah, that's weird. Then I had to sit through a fucking presentation of financial literacy, which is boring as shit. Like, it's one of the most important things you can do in life, is being financially literate. And I'm just sitting there going, God damn it, this fucking no. I need to go. Like, this is stupid. But they kept like checking with me if I agreed with what they were saying, which is true. Like a lot of it was like, yeah, no, keep going, preach, brother. And I chimed in a few times. Okay, so for those who don't know, I used to work in the financial industry, and so I know. Background. Yeah. So I know quite a bit about financial literacy because I've taught people financial literacy. It was part of my job. So it just was so fucking boring. And of course, then I was like, all right, if anyone has any questions like that they don't want to ask in a group, because I know it can be mighty like personal for that. Like, yep. I get it. Like, especially when you're talking about money. I was like, come up to me afterwards. Like, I'll do the best that I can to help you out. And I had a kid come up to me afterwards, and he's like, so I like, it doesn't matter, but the fact that he came up to me, and so we talked for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, blah blah blah, doesn't matter what. But hey Blenda, how's it going? Sorry, I just saw your first one. And Sean's here, and Anime,
good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, so anyways, it was fun. I felt useful, that's all. Anyways, enough of me rambling. Let's get to the real reason why we gather here. Hickory, the drunk and underwhelming.
Thank you, sir. I hope I sound as crisp and clear as you do, because that was probably not. It was a dramatic escalation. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Anyways, I'm going to share a music video because Molasses has a new music video that dropped today, and shout out to everyone who's checked out the channel. I've had like the most successful week I've ever had on YouTube because I happened to react to something that was very highly socially contentious, I guess, and it worked. And yeah, my Monday reaction to that Jason Aldean thing is like over 5,000 views now. And then my reaction that went up earlier today to Easy Mill getting signed to Shady Aftermath Interscope by Dre and Eminem. That video is up over 1,000 already, and it's been up for like 6 hours. And like, yeah, no, it was a good. It's weird how the channel does that once in a while. All of a sudden, you'll do. There's been a couple, and don't get me wrong, I kind of thought the Aldean reaction would get some views. Is partly why I did it, not like full transparency. Like I try to do things that people want to watch me react to. It's not like a selfish thing where I just like make them completely for myself. There is those videos, don't get me wrong. I reacted to two goats fighting a week ago just because I enjoyed watching the two goats play fighting. But this one was like one of those where I was like, well, no, I have a perspective on this. I'm sure I've heard a bunch of shit in the media and I'm going to watch the video. And yeah, 5,000 views later, there's like 130 comments of people arguing in the chat. It was great. Absolutely phenomenal.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yep. And then, yeah, stoked for Easy Mill because that's going to be absolutely awesome for him. Anyways, for those who don't know, he's a Filipino-American artist from Las Vegas who just got signed by Dre and M, and has a song with M coming out with his new album August 11th. And stoked for that because that kid is he's all the talent I wish I had. You're aware of Brad from 5 Times August signing to the new label? Yes, Based Records, right? BASTE, Based. I'm not familiar with the company. I did see that he had signed, and he's been doing cool shit all the time. Brad is a hard-working dude. He is always doing something neat. Jealous of him too. But anyways, let's share a video for a guy who will never get signed. This is MC Molasses' latest video. Y'all don't want to know, official music video. And I don't remember if G-Dubs has seen this in its completion or no.
No.
He hasn't seen it since a couple drafts ago.
To know where molasses go. Fuck all your flowers.
Hold on, I'm gonna pause because I think like I should.
Okay, yeah. I was like, this...
sorry about that. I was like, this is really grainy.
To know where molasses go. Fuck all your flowers. I make the green grass grow. Y'all don't want to know where molasses go. Fuck all your flowers. I make the green grass grow. I should be on the playing ground, but I'm out behind the shed tonight, debating on throwing down or sparking up, just trying to get my head right. That weekday yard work make me feel like I got off a little light, but I smoke pot and mow lawns. Kegel, still my lawn is tight. And yeah, I had no idea back when I was a kid that when I grew up, this is my life would be. Worried about a mortgage with a beautiful wife. She don't give a shit about the yard, but she's good for me, because I could be on the couch shooting whiskey like I got a bourbon IV, but instead I'm shaming neighbors, walking shirtless like I'm not supposed to be.
It's so dark, yeah.
Y'all don't want to know where molasses go. Fuck all your flowers. I make the green grass grow. Y'all don't want to know where molasses go. Fuck all your flowers. I make the green grass grow. I don't mean to alarm you, but if you live near me, you're clearly in danger. Cause I'm a super villain like the offspring, like Poison Ivy impregnated the Green Ranger. So I'm not out here trying to drive them off, but if they're lawn shit, they're a stranger. Cause every time I throw batteries in my DeWalt, it's another lawn care banger. Slinging Milo like a dope spot. Morganite, man, it's like some dope. Got that kind of landscape, you're either inspired or you want to give up hope. Makes you want to go out and buy a lawn rake or a ladder and some rope. But I'm just fucking normal dude that loves his lawns, and I'll be back soon, fucking learn to cope. To know where molasses go. Fuck all your flowers. I make the green grass grow. Y'all don't want to know where molasses go. Fuck all your flowers. I make the green grass grow. That's right. I don't give a shit about your flowers, man. Make that garden smaller. Make that lawn bigger. You know where you find molasses? Out behind the shed, sparking up, fresh before the mow. Y'all don't want to know where molasses go. Fuck all your flowers, I make the green grass grow. Y'all don't want to know where molasses go. Fuck all your flowers, I make the green grass grow.
Yeah.
Good job, man. Good job. Thank you for fixing the resolution.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, like I was looking at it being like, I don't know what to say, but this looks like shit.
Yep.
Like, I was trying to think of like carrying words to be like, so what were you thinking with this? Okay, it's a lot better in high definition.
Overall opinions, thoughts?
I loved it. I wish you kept on when the first sign started blowing. Like, I wish you kept on that.
Stayed on that. Yep.
Yeah. That
was kind of the wife's main complaint too.
Yeah. Like, I liked the other ones when they were blowing across. Like, I know that wasn't a planned moment.
Nope. But it worked.
But yeah.
I should have gotten more.
Yeah. It's all right. You know, we learn.
I really liked a couple of the effects I figured out for this. I really like, not to harp on this one too much, the part where oh hey, that's a really old video of Kyle and Uncle Dad playing. That's funny. Was the Green Ranger, like when I say that part and I got like this really cool green flash effect over me.
Every time I throw batteries in my DeWalt, it's a not out here trying to drive them off, but if they're launch shit. But if you live near me, you're clearly in danger, because I'm a supervillain like the Offspring, like Poison Ivy impregnated the Green Ranger. So I'm not out here trying to drive.
I was trying to like emulate a Power Rangers type effect.
Danger, because I'm a supervillain like the Offspring, like Poison Ivy impregnated the Green Ranger. So I'm not out here
like a green haze thing. Oh, that was cool. And then the other one, I had to figure out, this blur was really cool. The part where I'm like, either want to buy a lawn rake or a ladder and a rope, is like, part of me in my head was like, the image of like yanking the rope was like a little too much. So I was like, I should put a blur on it. That would be really cool. And I actually I felt like that effect came out really good.
Learn to cope. Do you want to give up hope? Makes you want to go out and buy a lawn rake or a ladder and some rope. But I'm just fucking normal dude who loves lawns, and I'll be back soon. Fucking learn to cope.
Play that again.
A Milo like a dope spot. Milorganite, man, it's like some dope. Got that kind of landscape. You're either inspired or you want to give up hope. Makes you want to go out and buy a lawn rake or a ladder and some rope. But I'm just fucking normal dude who loves his lawns, and I'll be back soon. Fucking learn to cope.
Right. So it's like a real slow keyframes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I wish it was more
loud.
Makes you want to go
louder.
Out and buy a lawn
Yeah.
rake or a ladder and some rope, but I'm just fucking normal.
Like
a little bit longer, like I hung around longer.
Yeah. Or start it earlier.
Yeah, so it's quick because like the movement was quick when but I should have almost like slowed it down.
A lawn rake or a ladder and some rope, but I'm just fucking normal.
So like I would start like when you landed here, start there and do it up.
Rake or a ladder. Yes.
So it's only like a couple frames there.
Right. Yeah.
Like rope, but I'm just fucking normal dude who loves his lawns, and I'll be back soon. Fucking learn to cope.
So yeah.
No, it's cool, and I dig that. I noticed that one more than the green one.
Okay. Yeah, the green one was kind of subtle.
Yeah.
And quick.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, Sean said tough turf to touch in the world of landscape rap, but you're mowing the competition under weed, then feed. Loved it. Thank you, Sean. And yeah, this will be the second lawn care single. The third one's coming out in 3 weeks, I think, because I put the timing August 16th. Let me double check. August 16th was the next one, which will be Sunday Fun Day, Real Hip Hop, which is like a throwback 90s boom bap style, I don't know, fun chat where Molasses and Hickory are on the same track and in the same video. So pretty excited to be featured on the Molasses song. That's pretty cool. There is a track that's going to be on Spotify that says MC Molasses featuring Hickory TDAU. Sunday Fun
Excellent.
Day. Yeah, I'm stoked. And then there'll be another one coming up sometime after that. And then I shared the art with G-Dubs, and I might share it on the after show, but not yet. The artwork for the Flood song, which is probably not going to come out in the schedule that Molasses is set. He's trying to do like every 6 to 7 weeks a new single. This one might just come out somewhere in between something, because it's all about the flood, and it doesn't make sense to hold on to Wet Girl Summer and release that in the winter. So which might have been the issue with Turf Type, is Turf Type was released like way too late for when it was. It should have been like midsummer when the idea came up. But unfortunately, the finished package was not ready until lawn care season was over. But yeah, you know, you live and you learn.
Yeah,
it's still the best music video that I've done, mostly because I didn't film or edit it. But we're working on it. There's some really cool shit from the. I might have to show a little snippet. I'm pretty proud of a couple edits that I pulled together on the video with me and Molasses. So, anyways, enough rambling about the lawn care rapper. Let's get into the show. G-Dubs, you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Thank you guys for joining us. This is season 4, episode 13. Jason Aldean, Barbie, Snow White, Hunter pleads guilty. Yeah, I guess we'll get right into it without further ado. G-Dubs, are you familiar with the Jason Aldean situation currently?
Some hick did a song that was written by somebody else, and everyone got all pissy.
Yep, that's basically it. Is that a dude who's a performing country? That's the other part that like it leaves me aghast, is that like all these people are like, well, he doesn't even write his own song. He doesn't even design his own video. And I'm like, yeah, he's on the fucking radio, bro. Like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
You know, nobody that's like on MTV or CMT is like producing their own show. Are you kidding me? Like, you know how many fucking songwriters are on a Beyonce song?
Yeah, like 12.
Like 12. And then there's 4 producers and a full fucking mixing team. Like it's not even just a dude. Like versus, you know,
it's not like us.
No, or I mean, even the guys who are independent that are like Tom McDonald, love him or hate him, the dude produces everything, he writes everything, his girlfriend films everything and edits everything. They have one other guy they brought in to do special effects, and they have like a handful of friends that help build stuff and build sets and shit. But it's like they're the like one of the few small groups competing with the production quality that, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Jason Aldean has, good lord, like I bet the cameras that were used to film that goddamn music video cost more than like just the cameras used to film the scene of them performing in front of that courthouse probably cost more than both of our cars combined. Yeah, like you didn't have shit to say. He gets told what to do and says, yes, sir, because I get a sweet paycheck. And I'm not shitting on that, because to be honest, if I could be if I could sing as well as he could, to just be able to be like, you tell me what to do and I go do it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, hell yeah, I'll take that paycheck. I'll have a wife that hot. I'll live in a house that nice with that much property. Like, of course. But no, that's been the ones like people are like, oh my God, I'm so surprised that he doesn't even write his own songs. Like, no, nobody does. Are you kidding? What's next? The Don't Tread on Me flag being considered violent. Yeah, that's a good point, because that's essentially what the song is an anthem about like don't fuck around, and like don't don't bring shit to the country, and you'll be fine. Anyways,
Can I just say, I don't give a shit about the song. I just because it sounds so garbage. Like it's such a garbage song. Like,
well,
like,
agree. What I did comment in my reaction video was they're mixing. The production quality is like impeccable. Like,
yeah.
but you know what I mean? I'm not saying I like it or hate it. I would say one of the comments was like the best summary. She was like, this is basically fuck around and find out in a pop song with an Eddie Van Halen riff and some steel guitar. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much exactly what this song is. It's just it's the irony that this thing even got any form of popularity.
Yeah, I want more artistry. You know what I'm saying? Like
I agree, but that's not what you go. That's what the underground is for, my friends.
And yeah,
because to be honest, there's like, as far as country goes, there's a top 40 pop country, and then there's like actually good, like real country. There's still real country, which a lot of people don't believe, but like Creed Fisher and Upchurch, and there's a bunch of dudes like holding it down, actually like keeping country alive. And that being said, Jason Aldean's not one of them. He's a top 40 face. Sean said, what's next? And I'm sorry, that was the last one. In my opinion, it's Bud Light in reverse. Basically, right, Sean? The media backed Bud Light and was like, why are people boycotting it? They're a great company. And they continued to just crash. And meanwhile, the media came out and said, hey, this song is racist, and it's now #2 on the Billboard, even though it came out in May. And he's made a bunch of money. And basically, CMT just hooked him up by canceling it.
Yeah. And that's what always happens. Like, that same shit happened in the fucking 90s with, like, heavy metal music.
Yep.
Like,
it's ironic that it's happening for top 40 pop country. But
no, because look at the Dixie Chicks.
Yeah, that's fair.
When they said that shit about Bush, and they started taking off.
That's fair. John said it's a win-win for both sides. Yeah, because whatever. I think a loss for multinational corporations is a win for everyone personally. But I feel like the mainstream disagrees with me. So I pulled up this article because now that one country song was found to be. He said Sinead O'Connor and the Pope. Yeah, Sinead O'Connor passed today. I did see that.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the Pope said something nice about a trans person, I think was the headline I saw. I don't know. I didn't look into it because I couldn't be on it. I just couldn't give a shit less what the Pope says. A, I'm not Catholic. And B, if I was a Catholic, I don't think I would believe in the Pope anymore. Like the Pope's progressive. He's not a Catholic. And I'm not saying that's good or bad because I don't give a shit. It's not my bullshit religion to believe in. I'm firmly on the side where I don't care what the Pope says. Were you gonna say something, G-Dubs? I'm sorry. Okay.
I was gonna go into the nuances of like Jesuit priests, and then I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't.
They're all idiots. Sorry, I don't mean to like hit with a hammer, but yeah, no, that's a bunch of stupid shit. As a magician, as a guy who knows the true secrets of the world, it's spirit elves, people.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been working on my Alex Jones lately, and I'm really enjoying busting it out random. Actually, so the first, here I'll let one slip. My Jason Aldean impression. I did the first one. I had the an effect turned on from when I was fucking with it from last week on the show, and so I went to like check it out real quick, and I'm glad I did before I uploaded because I had like this weird frog effect on it, so I had to redo the reaction. But in the first one, I went to go talk about Whoopi Goldberg. And as I was saying what Whoopi Goldberg was saying, I went into my Alex Jones impression. I have no idea why. But my voice for Whoopi Goldberg apparently was Alex Jones. So it was really funny. Just being like, yeah, people in the city show that they care about the local man by burning down the city, man. And yeah, I kind of almost got into a little macho man. Sean said, would I be offensive or going too far if I thought GW has been blackpilled? No. I'm in a weird spot in between. I'm like gray pilled, where like half the time I'm like, this fucking thing's over. And then the others I'm like, hey, maybe there's hope. I don't know.
I don't believe in black pill. I don't. Like, I'm a cynic. Don't get me wrong. I am very, very cynical in my beliefs. And I try to use my cynicism for positivity. But yeah, I'm still a cynic.
Sean said, please do not give up hope, boy. I'm your boys. I'm too old to do this alone. No, I'm here with you, Sean. Even if I am black pill, dude, I'll be here to mock all this bullshit until the ship sinks, bro. I am that violin player on the Titanic.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Anyways, now that it seems like we're getting into the story, it seems like now that one country song has been outed as possibly a lynching song. That was the other thing that made me laugh. Was the only people who talk about dog whistles are the left. I found people in my comment section arguing about like, oh, there's a bunch of racist dog whistles, and I'm like, well, maybe they're there for you, dude. Like, because I've looked into some racist shit before, and none of this is stirring up any of that. It doesn't call me back to any of it. But anyways, apparently now that one country song's been deemed racist, we have to go back through the entire catalog and try to find everything. And yeah, old Toby Keith song slammed over lynching lyrics. And to be honest, I don't give a shit that the song's by Toby Keith. I kind of care that Willie Nelson's in it, and that they're trying to say that Willie Nelson by by proximity endorsed a lynching song. Sean said, "Go Michael, going full Michael Malice is an option." I mean, no, I sometimes I feel like Michael, you know, like I like to mock everything relentlessly, and I do have hope in a lot of ways, but sometimes it's hard to fight the black pill thing. Anyways, after peeling back the layers of alleged racist undertones in Jason Aldean's new song, sorry, an influencer has dissected Toby Keith's song, quote, "Beer for My Horses," in the same way. This person on TikTok looked at Keith's 2003 song, which featured country music legend Willie Nelson. Later became the premise for a 2008 movie of the same name. Despite its popularity, Stark was asked to take a long look at the song because of its references to, quote, lynching, unquote. Online influencer and activist Stark recently released a 6-part video analysis of Aldean's song. So that's TikTok. So that's like 3.5 minutes. A 3.5 minute analysis of this song, which is probably about how long the song is. After Aldean's song "Tread in a Small Town" received widespread criticism for allegedly promoting gun violence and containing racial connotations. She later revealed she received, quote, dozens of death threats and, quote, vile messages from Aldean's fans. I have no idea how we're not talking about this song, Stark began the TikTok video. How was this ever allowed on the radio? Quoting the line, she said most issues she recited, "Grandpappy told my pappy back in my day, son. Son, a man has to answer for the wicked that he done. Take all the rope in Texas, find a tall oak tree, Round up all them bad boys, hang up high in the tree for all to see. What the fuck? Quote, we got too many gangsters doing dirty deeds. We got too much corruption, too much crime in the streets. It's time the long arm of the law put a few more in the ground, unquote. Literally advocating for police violence, police killing, Stark said. She finished by calling Gen Z to put Toby Keith on blast because of the 20-year-old song. Because that's where we are, is finding 20 to 21-year-old songs and trying to cancel people. Just a friendly reminder, most of the popular 90s songs were about meth and dirty sex. Just I mean, if we're gonna get down into the darkness. Beer for My Horses enjoyed great success upon release, peaking at #1 spot for the U.S. Hot Country Songs in the Billboard. Coming in 2008, film was widely panned, however, and holds a 0% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Savage. I've never seen. I've heard the song a few times. I will say I've never seen the movie.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, like nothing where I would be like, "Oh yeah, that was a bad movie" or anything.
Was Willie in it?
I don't even remember.
Fair. Stark's analysis got more than 155,000 views on TikTok, thousands of comments, while the comments of her Aldean analysis were largely positive and supportive. Some of the highest rated comments on the video disagreed with her. What's the difference between these songs and gangster rap back in the day? Not bashing any music I listen to at all. I'm just wondering. Fair question. I just thought of this like an old Western times to bounty hunters, which like I feel like that's a part that's not like talked about in the songs either. Is the like songs aren't meant to generally be taken literally. You know what I mean? Like that's like one of those things about art is like sometimes it's a story.
187 on a motherfucking cop.
Yeah. Well,
like
I'm sounding ignorant right now because I can't remember who that was. Is that Cypress Hill?
Quite a few people.
Okay.
Dr.
like,
Dre.
Was it? He's the original.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
It was Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg on Dre Day, I think. And still 187 on a motherfucking cop. Like it.
Do you have you ever seen 187?
Yeah. Yeah.
I barely remember it, but great. You know, like it's a really easy title. Good Lord. Hey, I know. Let's do some rap songs, wrote Welsh Dragon 620. Most other popular comments defended the song, stating there's no clandestine reference to the race hidden in it. Many also defended Nelson, stating that if it was a racist meaning behind any lyric, he would not have been involved. After receiving backlash from Aldean's fans, Stark detailed the extent of reaction on our social media channels. Quote, all I've done is point out racist undertones of a song, and I've gotten dozens of death threats, been slandered and accused of fraud, been doxxed, and had the most vile shit said to me by Jason Aldean's fans, she said on the 21st. That was 5 days ago. Holy shit. If you won't stand against racism, you should at least stand against this. Bitch. You're gonna go online and talk about how a man who's a top 40 artist and had all his songs approved by his label and shit, racist, and not expect to get some blowback. Like you realize that if you're the person to sling the mud, you can't be mad when it gets slung back at you. I'm not saying that it's good that she got threats. Like I'm not advocating that behavior. By no means. I don't think anybody should reach out to her. I think they should just tell her, like at the very least, just thumbs down the video. Like I don't know if that's a TikTok thing or not.
Or just ignore it. Fucking ignore it. Like
yeah,
people say stupid shit all the time. Don't give in to crazy. Okay, so when did this Jason Aldean song come out? May. Okay, and it sucked then, right? Like it didn't get very high in the charts.
Oh, I assume considering his top 40, I assume he sold all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was not. It wasn't.
I'm not saying that.
He was probably making enough. You know.
Yeah.
It was part of an album. So part of me assumes what happened is that a lot of artists do this. So they release a single, and then like 6 to 8 weeks later, the album drops with another single, and then they release a third, maybe a fourth single, and they're off that same album. So
Yeah.
like it's been on Spotify since May, but it probably just got re-released as a single on all of the things because it's waterfall. The waterfall strategy is what a lot of people do, where I mean, some artists release the same fucking song like 12 times by the time shit's said and done, because they just release single after single off an album, and eventually it just becomes they'll have a single and a backside, and so you have a 10-song album, and it gets released 8 different ways. But that's my assumption is that it got released in May. It became the single probably in July sometime. And then that's when the video came out. And then it probably sat and nobody gave a shit for a month. I should actually just look at the video and see. Because I can look on YouTube real quick and see like when this video was released. Because I would assume they released it on Facebook the same time that it got released. Okay, so 12 days ago is when they dropped the video. So that's why everyone like noticed. It's because he released the official audio 2 months ago.
Okay. So
and a lyric video 2 months ago, and then 12 days ago the official music video came out, which is when everyone cared because there are some videos of BLM riots. And to be honest, not even just BLM, there's riots footage from like around the world shown in the video. And that's when everyone was like, oh my God, he's talking about Black Lives Matter. He's a racist.
Here's the thing, and they both fall for it. Both sides fall for it. Is they give it attention. And that just makes it popular. Because
I'll admit I'm in that boat because I gave it attention because it was popular, and I was like, "Hey, I want to hop on this because the clicks are there."
You're caught in the wake, like that.
Yeah, dude. I don't make culture. I simply report back on what I see. That's like as far as reactions and cultural commentary go. That's where I'm at. Is I'm not like producing it. I'm just I'm feeling it come in and being like, oh, okay, I think that's the one I should talk about.
If we pay no heed to these things, they cease to exist.
I agree.
Right?
I guess I'm just a filthy capitalist, I don't have any.
Well, no, it has nothing to do with capitalism.
Well, no, because I saw the clicks and the money, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that.
No, but hear me out. If we don't pay attention to something, it disappears, right?
Yeah.
So we do it to ourselves. Both sides do it to themselves. Like they get pissed off, and then the people on the other side go, "Oh, that's my jam. I'm gonna crank it up," and buy and spend and like defend. And then the other side's like, look, see, they're monsters. They're listening to this stuff.
Yep.
Like,
I wasn't there to defend. I was just there to be like, hey, this isn't the thing they told you it was.
And I'm not saying you are. You are in a different category altogether than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about general culture.
Yeah.
At both sides of this riff. If they stop paying attention to what the other side is doing and just live their lives, it wouldn't get popular.
Sean said this rhetoric clout lyrics is used as ammunition to be against the opposing sides.
Yeah.
Very well said, my friend. With that being said, we're going to move right into the next one because we're running out of time on the regular show. We got a couple regular show topics to get into. Without further ado, this one wasn't on the title, but I felt like it deserved a spot. Why some Americans root against the U.S. women's team. Yeah, that's from Next Impulse Sports. I wonder why. Over the next few weeks, the United States women's national team will be going for their unprecedented third consecutive FIFA World Cup title as they compete in the 2023 edition of the iconic tournament. But even though the team represents the United States several Americans have taken to social. I like that. Several. That's a good number, right? You know.
Yeah.
Several Americans.
More than a few.
That could be like 7 people, right? Is that several? Could be like 7.
It's like 4 or 5.
Okay, fair enough. Several people went to social media to express they will not be rooting the United States women's national team this year's tournament due to the team's actions during the playing of the national anthem. I would vote to say there's a lot of people who said they won't side with them based on their actions for the past decade. And not saying I'm in that group, but there's a lot of people who just don't support them because it's a women's soccer team. Let's be honest. I'm not saying I'm in that group. But to be honest, I don't like soccer. Or football, as they call it in the communist places. I joke. But for real, no, it's like, it's funny that there's articles being like, some Americans don't support the American team. I'm like, some Americans don't support America. What the fuck are you talking about? That was the funniest part to me, is like, that was big news that like some people in America didn't support the American soccer team. Like, dude, most people in America don't give a shit about any sports team. Like,
yeah,
like sports are not the national, politics are the national sport right now. Sports are like, I don't know, third-rate entertainment. I don't even know anymore. Like, it's not the peak of the, it used to be in the, like, one of the top contenders, right? Like back in the 90s, 2000s.
Yeah.
Or at least it was perceived that way. But like, even I might have indulged and watched the Super Bowl back in 2008. I was like, no, dude, we have a puppy bowl party.
I stopped watching in 2001. I was like, I'm done. I don't give a shit anymore.
I don't know what kind of QR code you just sent me. Next topic, we need to get into Barbie real quick. G-Dubs, any interest in seeing the Barbie movie?
Nope.
Amen. Barbie marketing takes insane step forward with a 3D ad that's as tall as a building. Here's a picture of Margot Robbie in the 2001 inspired trailer for Barbie. 2001 inspired trailer?
Space Odyssey.
Okay, got it. Despite the fact that Barbie already hit theaters and taken home a massive $162 million domestic box office, Warner Brothers' nearly flawless marketing machine for the film remains chugging along. Let's be honest, they didn't need to market that hard. It's a Barbie movie.
Yeah.
It's a fairly divided group as it is. People who love it, it's like Disney. People that love that shit love that shit. People who hate that shit hate that shit. Like it's very clear. I found it shocking the higher amount of people who were going to see this though. Just because I was like, I don't care. Like, that doesn't interest me at all.
Yeah.
And like, just zero interest. Like, no fucks to give on this. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, I'm so excited."
And that's great. That's watch. Cool. I watch trash.
Me too.
Like,
but it just, it surprised me because it was people like I never expected. Like, I thought feminists used to hate Barbie, and now they're all cheering for. I'm so confused. I have no idea. No idea what's going on. Anyways, they released this thing, G-Dubs. This an augmented reality ad thing. I don't know, but apparently it looks terrifying. So, like, I can't tell if it's real or it's just something they did for an ad. Like, I have no idea.
No.
I know that if I saw that in the city, I would shit my pants. They do the insane 3D augmented reality ad for Barbie. So is it just like CGI?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a big fucking projection.
Can you take this for a minute, Gios?
Yeah. I want to say, in all honesty, that that's such a fucking waste of money. Like, why? Because you have the budget, spend it. Like, I don't know. Like, why? Like, I am not one to tell you what to do with your money. But there's a part of me that goes, you should be more thrifty with your money and possibly use that to help others. It's not a requirement, but it's something you should do because there's plenty of people out there that need help. Yeah, exactly, Sean. If Barbie ended homelessness, if they said we're going to take the 200 million that it cost us to make this thing, or what have you, and donated it, like even in LA, like LA County, because they have a crippling homeless population, and no one, Democrats or Republicans, are doing shit about it. Like, it's absolutely mind blowing. Like that you would even like, but I get it. It's your money. You can do what you want with it. Well, I'm just saying, help them out. You should help them out because somebody could help you out.
I also, Sean's comment, why in the world was Lizzo not cast as Barbie? I'm offended. I agree. Why was a skinny, pretty blonde woman? I think that's why there's a plethora of articles that came out right before Barbie that was like, Margot Robbie's not that pretty. Like, I don't know if you noticed that. I noticed it because I watched a couple, like, I want to call it like manosphere channels because I don't want to like sound like I'm a fucking I'm a MGTOW guy or anything.
Don't give them the money.
I was just getting shit from my wife.
About what?
she was
all
like,
all I heard was money.
So, have you ever seen the TV show Archer?
Yes.
There was an episode where they were talking about the drug war, and she and the character Lana, or they're talking about like the millions of dollars that could be spent, and on rehab, and Archer goes, they're just gonna spend it on crack. It's like, yeah, that's right. And then she's like, you don't give them the money. Like,
yeah.
But so yeah. So the entire crux of what I was arguing about was the fact that like they could have spent whatever that cost to make a donation in Barbie's name to like homeless shelters and stuff like that, and that would not only put out the name more, but actually do some good.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
They could have done a lot of that. Let's get into one last one before we get to the after show. GWs, you're aware they're remaking Snow White.
Yeah.
Did you see that it's no longer Seven Dwarfs? It's just, we can't do the Seven Dwarfs. Hell, they could do a homeless pink Barbie tents. Yeah. The Malibu beach home of tents. That's what I'm thinking. That was another part that shocked me about the Barbie movie that nobody complained about. Is that like Barbie's like one of the most materialistic characters. Like everything is like expensive as fuck. You know, like don't get me wrong, Barbie was a strong, empowered woman who was an astronaut and a geophysicist and an executive and all these different prized positions and awesome roles all throughout. She's an astronaut and all sorts of other shit. But she always had like the dopest mansion and the most ridiculous Corvette. Malibu Beach box. 100% cardboard. Yeah, the Malibu Beach box. That's what the Barbie themed tent should be called. And it's like a really nice tent. Anyways, Snow White's coming out, and a video of resurfaced video of Snow White actress Rachel Zegler continues controversy. A recently surfaced of Rachel Zegler, who plays the titular character in the up-and-coming live-action remake of Snow White, sparked controversy about the actress revealed how the new Disney film would differ from the 1937 animated classic. At the 2022 D23 Expo Variety interview clip, Zegler and Wonder Woman actress Gal Gadot discussed how the reimagining of Snow White would shift the Disney's princess's values, dreams, and agency in the story. When asked how the new Snow White would bring a, quote, modern edge to the famous fable, Zegler launched and said, "I just mean that it's no longer 1937. Gadot, who played the evil queen in the movie, interjected and divulged that Prince Ferdinand would not save Snow White. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love," Zegler noted. "She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she could be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true." So ultimately, it comes down to the patriarchy of Snow White taking everything her father said as gospel and going out there and living in his image. That's I wish they had a photo in here. Oh, right there. I got the. I don't care about the article. Yeah, there we go. 7 dwarfs, or 7 something.
If you want lower rates on hotels, Hotel Engine's got you covered. If you want your plans to survive the trip,
Oh, there we go.
Thank you. Yeah, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs suggest they've done it largely without the dwarfs. But yeah, so this looks like the band of apparently the Lost Boys and Snow White is what I'm seeing, right? So it looks like they threw in at least a one she, her, or non-binary dwarf, so that's nice. But I like the dwarf diversity.
I was too busy reading you're still making that fucking backward story about 7 dwarves living in a cave together. What the fuck you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause for my soapbox? Huh? Does Dinklage seriously think that people ever confuse cartoon dwarves in a movie with, actual human beings? I get
that he's all upset, but like the dwarves in Snow White were mystical characters, not little people. You know what I mean? Like they're dwarves like D&D dwarves. Like they're not dwarves like the Dwarves the band, or little people. Like they were mystical creatures. Like it could have been Snow White and the 7 dragons, and the world wouldn't have been like, "Hey man, we got to bring in 7 fire breathers." Like,
it's money in little people pocket.
Yeah, they could have given the money to actual little people who are probably the most underrepresented people in all of Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
I feel like gingers too, not to give G-Dubs a shout out or anything. I feel like that was one where I actually heard that take from one of my ginger friends that like she was kind of offended that Ariel was not played by an actual ginger, because like as much as people talk about like white people being a majority in the US and the West, that like gingers are one of the truest minorities. And that, like, a true ginger is very rare.
We have Brian Posehn and Julianne Moore.
Yeah, you got like 2 or 3 famous gingers.
Carrot Top.
So in theory, you've probably got more famous little people than famous gingers. But at this point, like, shouldn't they just call this something else? You know, like, isn't there a point where you get like so far from the source material that you're like, hey, you know, we're just gonna write a new story. Like, why the fuck doesn't Hollywood do that? I get that they're gonna try to capitalize on the movie, and that Disney owns the namesake, and they're not like gonna lose anything by doing it. Maybe, although they've lost recently on a lot of projects that didn't do well. But like, it just seems ironic. It seems funny that we're remaking all these children's movies that nobody wanted remade. And instead, we could just write new stories, and we could have exactly the heroes that we want to portray. But instead, we try to rework old shit, and stuff that should have been like at 1937. It should have been done there. Like that should have been the last iteration of Snow White. Like we should have just moved on.
But I mean,
well,
this has been happening since the 90s, or well, serials have been out for a while, but like this phenomenon of nothing new coming out, is like we just recycle shit now because we know it makes money.
Yep, and it's awful.
Yeah,
it's a sign of cultural stagnation, which is not good for the health of the country.
No, like I want to make new stories. I want to, like, it's the same thing with your comment about country music, where it's out there. You just have to find it.
Yeah, because they're not gonna feed it to you.
Yeah,
because that's not what's gonna make top 40 radio.
Yeah,
I mean, it could if they gave it a try.
Yeah,
but that would require like finding new artists all the time, as opposed to just recycling the same 10 dudes with the same 15 songwriters and just having them pump out the same shit over and over. It's way easier.
Yeah.
And it's much less thought into, like, you know what I mean? It's like, as much as people like to shit on Hallmark movies, I'm like, I remember watching, I can't remember what it was. I think it was I think Timcast. He had one of the guys that's a Hallmark actor. And he talked about like how incredibly amazing it is that these guys have like this little niche to produce things in, and they know they're not going to like act their best role ever. They're not going to like do their favorite thing, but they have like this it's a system worked out where like there's certain people that write the scripts, and there's like this little group that produces all the movies, and it's just super stable, and the money is guaranteed because it's like a Hallmark movie, so it's like guaranteed to like pay out a certain amount, and they can literally just run it like a normal business, as opposed to like movies or music where it's like you could spend $300,000 producing and marketing an album. You have no idea if it's going to make that back.
Yeah.
But those things, like the TV movies, are guaranteed, and they're just like really good, solid, like, you know, and you're never going to get like millions of dollars for being the lead role. But you're going to live like a more than comfortable life and have steady work constantly if you can do it. And he was talking about how it's interesting how he's like, I still get to act. I still get to do what I want to do, but I work normal hours. I know what times of the year I'm going to have off. I know the people that I get to work with regularly. You know, like it's like a family business. We just produce Hallmark movies. I'm like, you know, to be honest, that doesn't sound awful, bro.
No, you're filming most of the summer, even the winter movies.
Yep, and you get to hang out with people that you've usually worked with before. You know, there's like, you know, you're not going to have to do anything weird or uncomfortable because it's meant for TV.
There's no sex scenes.
Yep, you're not going to have to be violent. Like there's no beheading in the Hallmark movie. And at the very worst, you might have to do a shitty kiss. You know, it's like other than that, like it's just a really. Sean said, doing anything new may blow out their platform. Always rinse and repeat the things that work. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Sean said, Disney may have a problem if they start They start a P division. A little confusing. Disney doing it's very similar to the new Coke issue. You mean like they're gonna put out a really shitty Snow White, and then they're gonna like in another 3 years they're gonna put out another one that's more traditional, and everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, this doesn't taste nearly as shitty as the new Coke.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's possible. It wouldn't surprise me. But this doesn't look like Snow White to me. Looks much more like Peter Pan with a female lead. Right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Nah.
Yeah.
No, definitely
I
not.
don't get it. I also want to know why this one's just carrying a bunch of rope. It's a very weird thing to carry.
Because they're going to lynch Snow White.
That's the real turnaround at the end is they all listen to a country song and just string her up from an oak.
You ain't from around here.
Try that in a small town, you little bitch. Last time you called me grumpy again, motherfucker. that made me wonder too. Are they gonna call them? Are they gonna keep the 7? I don't even know what they're calling them. It's gonna be like the seven companions or something.
7 minors.
Red Riding Hood and Search for the Clitoris.
The clit's not real.
Yeah, that's a myth.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Hoodwinked?
Yes.
Like that animated Red Riding Hood movie.
Yeah.
I was like, see, that's like something that I would be interested in seeing because it's like they're using all these. It's almost like Shrek. Like they're using all these old classic characters, but like it's got this entirely new spin. It's a new story. I mean, Shrek, not necessarily really a new story, but it's like an interesting.
There's a twist
spin.
to it.
Yeah, there's an interesting spin on an old story.
Yeah,
I guess would be the way.
It's a hero's journey.
Yeah, I mean, as really like 99% of anything that's going to be successful is a hero's journey, right? Like it's almost got to be if it's going to be like commercially successful. But yeah, that movie is like seriously fun and interesting, and it's a really cool take on things, and that's way more interesting to me than seeing Snow White rehashed with the Proud Boys, or not the Proud Boys, the Lost Boys. Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just a proud boy in a proud family. I know. I don't remember any of that song. Anyways, G-Dubs, you got anything to say before we get on over to the after show?
I ain't got shit.
Well, thank you all people for joining us. We do appreciate you guys. Sean, Blenda, Anime. I don't know who he was, but thank you for dropping by, dude. And everyone over here on YouTube and over on Rumble will be on over there on the after show in just a few minutes. Until then, thank you guys for joining us for season 4, episode 13 of the Drunken Under Quarantine show.
I was trying to like get out 13.
She does this Flash and Gang Science. And yeah, we're already a quarter of the way through the season. Look at that.
That's scary.
And I wanted to call it Hickory the Drunken Underemployed show. I guess I would have been unemployed, but like I worked yesterday and I'm gonna work tomorrow. Like it's not nearly as vacation-y as I was hoping this off time is gonna be, but I'm hoping maybe next week might be a little more. That being said, I have gotten a lot done this week. Very excited about it. But Sean says your days are numbered, YouTube. And my days are probably numbered on YouTube.
It's your fault.
You know, I feel like sometimes I can't lie enough to maintain the what they want. So I never say anything that egregious, but I feel like someday defending a country song will get me banned. Sean's like, good night, boys. Stay hard and hang low. Only to the left, though. That's right, but I shake it to the right, my friend. That's it's an old family.
More of a circular.
Oh, okay.
Shake it circular.
You got like a swing.
Yeah.
I'm from left to right, like a snap, like snapping a kitchen towel almost.
I'm whip it.
Yeah, like you're doing the helicopter with the t-shirt.
Yeah, but with my cock.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I understand. Sounds juicy. Anyways, that's all we got. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Drunken Under Quarantine show. We'll see all you fine people on the after show. Until then, signing out for this fine foxy fucker and myself, Drunk Magician out.
Gabba gabba hey, drunken cock fans. This is Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming of the Drunken Under Quarantine show. Welcoming you to the Drunken Under Quarantine show season 4 after show, brought to you only on Rumble. This is a very, very, very adult show containing a very, very adult subjects. So please